Hey guys, Weep here. Welcome back to another video by VarietyMMOs. Today's video is going to be 10 things I wish I knew when I started playing Black Desert Mobile. Most of the tips are aimed at helping you get ahead, but there are also a couple of tips that'll prevent you from falling into holes that I made the first time I played Black Desert Mobile. Okay, let's talk about the story. So when people are leveling up through the story on some of the classes, for example, a warrior or a giant, you may run into the issue that you have to get close to a boss and they got to do a lot of damage, so you're not going to be able to complete the bosses, and you're going to run into a bit of a wall. The way to get around this is to create another character. Now, why would you create another character? So, for example, if you go down here and look at my characters, I have different characters, but what you're going to do, let's say you're playing a warrior, you're going to take all your gear off your warrior. You're going to go into your mana, which you'll unlock pretty early on in the game, and you're going to put them all in the storage. Then you're going to trade over this gear to your new character. And your new character will be able to wield all of the gear, and you'll also get the bonuses from your Black Spirit. My Black Spirit currently gives me plus 922 bonus CP. So when my character first starts, instead of starting with like 100 CP, it's going to start with a few thousand. So you'll go through the questline again really quickly. You'll unlock a lot of rewards, extra rewards to upgrade your character. You're going to unlock account-wide bonuses and various other things. So it is very highly recommended to run through some multiples early on to get extra rewards. Please note that when you do this on a character, it takes 3 days to delete them. Jewellery. So my second tip would be to open up the store and go down to add-ons and go to accessories and buy your jewellery up here. So at the beginning of the game, like day 1 to day 7, depending on how many people do this, you'll be able to buy an accessory. For example, this one here costs 2 black pearls, and you're able to sell it for 4 black pearls. The price is a lot different when it comes to the first couple of days, so you'll be able to sell items for higher breakpoints. So having more black pearls initially is a good idea, because sometimes you'll get like a yellow item that'll be like 500 black pearls, and you'll be able to sell it on the market for like 1,000 plus black pearls, making a big chump change. Keep in mind that there is a 30% exchange fee when trading on the market. So if you don't make more than 30% of what you're paying, then it's not actually worth doing. And this method will become less effective over time. So make sure you're doing it in the first week and not, say, the second month. Otherwise, you will definitely lose profit. Achievements. So I have mentioned achievements before, but they are incredibly important. So if you go up your tasks in here, you'll notice that you have daily achievements that you should be completing, like complete a world boss and getting 20 coins. And I would recommend going through these and trying to complete every single one you can, except for maybe the PvP ones. Most of them will auto-complete, for example, just doing a guild quest or using potions. But there are some that you have to go out of your way to do, like planting 6 crops, because not everybody would necessarily do them. You'll also want to have a look at your main achievements and scroll down here and have a look at some of the rewards. For example, the reward for going through the arena gives you 8 million to get, I believe it's level 70, and goes even higher as you get to 80, 90, 100, or even higher. A lot of these other ones you can't do straight away, but there are still quite a few. For example, hiring workers. So you can hire workers and then get rid of them immediately, and then hire more workers when the timer runs out. And this achievement you can do like 3 or 4 times to get up to this point, and it keeps giving you stamina potions, which you can use to get more materials to build your base. So when you get in the game, have a look through the achievements and just see which ones seem good to you, and go through and pick up whichever ones you find interesting and which ones will help you get off the ground. CP is king. Now what I mean by this is character power is king. So it's more important than other things. The reason I say this is because if you go down here to go into bonus resonance, when you get to 1900 CP, you get a free 100 CP. When you get to 2500, you get another free 100. When you get to 2800, you get another free 100 CP for a total of 300 extra CP, which will put you way ahead of anyone that doesn't have the same CP levels. When you're getting up to about 2800, it gets a bit tough to get up here as a free-to-play player, so it's important to try to boost your CP as high as possible. The way that I recommend doing this is when you're creating items in the mana to create purple box for gems, because what you're going to want to put in your gear is these gems here, plus attack gems. And you're going to want to put purple ones in as many pieces of gear as you can. If you put in, assuming 2 pieces per piece, and there's a total of 6 of them, that's 12 gems, which is going to give you like 60 to 80 CP, which is almost 100 CP to get you towards your next boost of 100 CP. If you're 100 CP over somebody else, and they say, for example, they have more attack speed or more crit damage or more crit chance, you're likely going to win because CP is simply that broken, and it's extremely important when it comes to being able to farm areas without using too many potions and being able to beat bosses to get throughout the storyline. Adding people. So if you go into your menu and go to your friends list and go to add friend, you're basically going to get random people for it to suggest you to add. So at the beginning of the game, add everybody you can, and it will refresh pretty often, and then get your friends list up to 50, which I currently don't have because I just deleted people. But what you're going to do is once you've added 50 people, and after 24 hours has passed, you're going to go into the friends, and you're going to go greet all. And what this is going to do is it's going to send basically resources you can use in the store. And if you go down to the store into social mileage, these are the resources here. So I can buy 20 of these chests. Okay, max. Okay, so we got 10 chests times 2. And now we get to open up those chests. And you get a bunch of food, you get some stones, and some other things like that. And potentially you can get some better items sometimes. Okay, let's talk a little bit about knowledge. So, as you may be aware, knowledge is a big thing in this game, and you can go around and collect a lot of knowledge from a lot of different things, which I have done in another video, which I will put below the video. However, what we're going to be talking about this video is that when you're going through towns, you'll have this menu here when you go to list on the map screen up here. If you scroll down here, you're going to see like a book, a white book. It won't show on mine because I've already done them, but whenever you go to any town when questing up, click on the NPC and go talk to them. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you some knowledge every time you do it. And it is actually quite a bit of knowledge, which will make a difference and will make collecting knowledge later on a lot less painful, a lot less time consuming. Let's talk about fishing. So after much testing and various other things in the soft launch, I have determined that fishing is not something you should be doing for any reason. You have to fish a couple of times to complete a couple of quests when leveling up and to complete a couple of missions. But aside from that, you should not be fishing because all fishing is doing is giving you food, which you shouldn't need in the first place. And it's giving you XP, which is going to overlevel you and prevent you from getting loot. So not only is it not helpful, but it actually goes against you and hurts your loot chances. And to the point, if you keep doing it, you're not even going to get any XP, and it's basically leveling for no reason. If you're running into the point where your character cannot continue, and you think that, hey, maybe I'll level up, instead of leveling up, create a new character, like I mentioned earlier on, transfer the gear over, and level it up. It's probably like 100 times more effective in every way. Let's talk about outfits and fusing. So if you go into the store and go down to appearance, and have a look at these, you can have a look at the outfits that you get when you fuse. If you click on fuse outfits, it'll allow you to fuse two outfits together. If we go back one step and go back to appearance, you'll note that these cost white pearls, and the only way to get these is white pearls. People see this in the store and they see extra AP and DP, and they buy these straight away because A, they want them, and B, because they give you stats. A lot of people are going to want to play free to play, so the way around this is to actually either buy them in the market, which I highly doubt anybody was selling, or you can go to your dye workshop in your base and you can actually make them. I'm not going to lie, making these is actually quite a lot of resources and will slow you down. But this way you can get whatever outfit you get. When you open it up, it is a random outfit. And when you do fuse the outfits together, the rate of successfully fusing them together is not very high. So when you're trying to fuse together, expect at least a few fails. If you get it on the first or second attempt, you're one of the lucky ones. Next up, let's talk about the Friends Arena. So the Friends Arena is basically a 30-minute match with up to 10 people where you get to fight your friends. And when you die, you just basically respawn. The reason I suggest using this is because you get to come in here, test your builds against other people with different CPs, you can go against specific classes, and you can learn how to PvP effectively before you go into PvP. You want to be able to PvP effectively because you want to win to get boxes and other things like Guild Wars, etc. Okay, next up, let's talk about how CP can be abused in the arena. So what you can do is if you go up here, you'll see that I have 3,162. What you can do is you can take off your armor and lower your CP significantly. Now what this is going to do is it's going to put you against opponents that have less CP, and they're not going to be as knowledgeable on PvP because they're newer characters. Not to mention that but because their characters will be newer, that's why their BP is lower, they're not going to have high level skills either, which is going to be a big difference, because when you get high level skills, you can shoot them twice, for example, instead of once, so it makes you so much more powerful. Now, taking off my gear, I'm roughly the same CP as this person here. Now watch what happens when I do a couple of attacks. They're actually getting wiped out incredibly fast, and they're at roughly the same CP as me, even though I've taken off all my armor. So when you're going into the arena and you have high BP, take off your armor so you can do a lot of damage. Note though, if they do get on top of you and hit you, you don't have armor, so you're going to take a lot of damage in return. Be aware of that. That covers everything in today's video. If you did like the video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Do consider checking out our website over here on the left, where we host all our MMO content and everything else that we're working on in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.